now we are technically going to be live on YouTube. So let's just check on here. We should see
we're receiving your
streaming stuff happening. Why is it blown out?
Me?
Yeah.
It's like it's close to that window.
Yeah, why does this camera suck? Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, look at that. Look, see how it's automatic gain control is like screwing with everything.
There we are behind us.
Make sure I turn off the headphone. Is there an auto? There is no auto gain control I can turn off. That sucks. Or is there? HDR is on, which I'm assuming is helping us.
High dynamic range.
Yeah. All right. Let me make sure that's off because it's going to be distracting. So we are doing the Unnamed podcast. I am Dave. This is Sid. There's no one watching. See, no one's watching.
Nobody yet.
But now we can like let people know.
Look at all that. There's us behind us. That's crazy.
Yeah, why is this blinking now?
That's creepy. Oh, what'd you do?
I don't know. Let's just fucking program.
Oh, you broke it.
Let's refresh it.
Broke it.
This camera's terrible. I did order something that allows me to connect regular HDMI sources as a webcam. So that should fix this issue. I could just plug in the DSLR, I think, and then that would get going. They're like just 2 viewers, but they're probably us. We have this.
All right.
And we have
showing up on that.
And we have that. So it's I don't think these are not legitimate viewers. They just moved this by accident. It's weird to have us in the background there, isn't it?
It is very weird.
Yeah, it's like we're famous or something. All right, so
and I like that it's showing something a little bit different than what we're currently doing.
Yeah,
so it almost makes like there's a video playing of us from previously of us being us.
I'll tweet that we're starting this thing.
Tweet it out.
We're doing recording. Oh, my computer's gone really slow now.
Because everything's
this happened before. Right?
All this stuff is going on.
Recording our podcast with Sid, Caesar, streaming behind the scenes at davidsay.com/live. Okay, that's all the notes I'm going to give. Right, so we got that going. We have audio levels. We might as well kick this puppy down the... That's a terrible analogy. Let's get this thing going instead of kicking puppies.
Stop.
Poor puppies.
Poor little puppy.
All right, so I think everything is set. We're not getting that feedback issue anymore. So this is what we're looking at over here, people. We're getting ready to stream this. We're going to do... Let me save this as... This is number what, 82? 83. 83.
What's... Because we have 2 more that are ready to go in the queue.
Okay, so this is number 83. Podcast 83, okay? We'll go start on this cam here. Oops. This cam here. All right. Okay, so you launch, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
A 5,
yes.
a 4, 3, a 2.
Welcome to the podcast. I am photographer Sid Caesar.
And I'm designer Dave Say.
And greetings on this lovely Wednesday, February 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day, Dave.
And I understand you have a special Valentine's treat for our
we even
listeners.
have a separate camera set up for our Valentine's Stabler.
Now remember, people can't see. We're going to have to describe it. So I'll describe it for you. So there is this balding man in a suit that has across his hands are on his hips, and by his right hand is his badge, and he's looking right into the camera with one eyebrow slightly raised, and blazoned across his chest is the text, "Guilty of being my Valentine."
That is Elliot Stabler, known from Law & Order Special Victims Unit.
Now, what is the appeal of Stabler?
I don't. He's just, it's what's really fascinating is he hasn't been on the show now for 6 seasons, 7 seasons.
The show's still running?
Yeah. Like the 12th season, like was his last seasons.
How many
seasons? They're on. I think they're on 18 or 19 right now.
It's 19 seasons.
Yes.
It's like a soap opera.
It's getting a little soap opera at this point because they're it's starting to, you know. But there are still this, like, you know, like on the SVU Facebook page, there are still people that, like, every week they post things about the most recent episode. And sure enough, there's always people that are like, this show's nothing without Elliot Stabler. Bring back Stabler. Bring him back. And it's
those comments are from you.
Yeah. So, long time ago, somehow I came across this guy. What's his name? His name is Brandon Bird at brandonbird.com. And he made these little Valentine's Day cards based on characters from...
Let me make sure those goes in the show notes.
Yes.
Brandon
So
Bird.
I love Elliot Stabler, and I love Elliot Stabler Valentine's. Yeah. So
he has this.
He has all
like
kinds.
Mr. T.
No, that's
Christmas
what is it
card.
called? That's called a bring it back up. That's a precious snowflake.
It's like we're looking at this picture of.
It's like it's a Mr. T.
Yeah, it's a kaleidoscopy thing.
Yes, like when you fold
Mr.
up a piece of paper and you make a bunch of cuts and then you unfold it. And then he made a thing like, okay, so Shadows of the Empire was this like fake Star Wars thing they made in the 90s. Like, what if they actually made it into a movie nowadays? And there's Nicolas Cage as Dash Rendar, which
this is amazing.
It's really funny. Yeah, like see the original Law and Order cast. There's Sam Watterson in the middle. And they made a little Marvel thing.
Fantastic.
He does really funny stuff, and it's all based on like TV shows and pop culture.
That's pretty cool.
So there's our Elliot Stabler, guilty of being my Valentine. Mm-hmm. It's funny because he would never say that, like because he's always angry. Elliot Stabler.
Has he ever said anything nice?
Oh, I'm sure he has, but
not
it's not as good as the times when he gets really mad.
All right,
because he's just a pent up ball of frustration.
Is that why you like him? Is it because like
it's funny? It's funny because every once in a while in the show, like he'll just like blurt out these really weird lines. Like there was one thing and they were talking about some crime or whatever, and he's like, "What am I even doing here?" And it was just awesome because it's like, is it in character or is this like really him just like, being like, "Why am I in the show still?
Why am I still pulling residuals off of this this thing?"
And
well,
Ice-T.
Good for him. Ice-T's on this.
Yes, he's been on it since like the second season.
What?
Yes, I hear other people talking. What's going? Oh, it's us in the background.
Yeah, I'll turn down the volume on that. We're using the TV in the background to be our monitor, so I can see if anything bad has happened. It looks like nothing bad's happening. Looks like signal's looking pretty good.
So, do you do anything special for Valentine's Day? Do you like?
I did order some pens.
You did?
Yes.
Oh.
And I also ordered parts for a new PC build.
Oh.
So it's Happy Valentine
to yourself.
To me.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you like fountain pens? Or?
Yeah, these are, my sister pointed these out to me. She, like on gouletpens.com. Oh. They have these limited edition, Lamy Vibrant Pink fountain pens. And they come with, you can buy the ink that has it's pink, but it has flecks of gold in it or something.
Oh, do they have purple ones?
They have all kinds of colors.
Sarah would flip out over that.
Yeah, so like I ordered one of these for myself. So that'll be
very nice.
Although they have terrible reviews because people are angry because they're not as vibrant pink looking here.
Right.
They're actually a little bit more purpley.
Yeah.
These aren't vibrant pink.
Yeah. That's always a hard thing when you're like trying to...
2 stars.
Oh, no.
Now here's like springtime posted 21 hours. It's more purplish than pink.
No.
I bought it. I thought it was going to be vibrant pink and it's purple. I even compared it to the picture they had and you can tell it's purple. Not the vibrant pink they're advertising. I wrote them the customer service. They said how it came out. That's how it came out. Depends on the way you look at it. It's more on the magenta side. This person can't spell anyway. It's Alami, so you know the pen is good. But no, I do not recommend this product. The wife was expecting a vibrant pink. Was disappointed in the color. It's a purple pen. I like purple though, so it looks like it'd be a good purple. You know, so that'll be fun. It'd be fun. It's a perfectly fine pen, but you know maybe it's not as hot pink, vibrant pink as people.
It must be hard to make hot pink. Like that's got to be a weird pigment to try. No,
I don't know. There's this company. There's this dude who makes what's it? Sean Design. We saw him at that. You took me to that luxury goods made.
Oh, was that down the thing down in Boston?
Yeah, and I was like hanging out there, and you'd gone through the whole thing in 15 minutes, and I was like, you waiting for me for 2 hours to get what is going on?
Who's playing Karma Burana? Is that his website?
This is his website.
Whoa!
Or, no, wait, maybe it's not. Why is it in Portuguese?
What is going on? Oh, that was the website.
You know
Don't play that music when you go. Oh.
No, that was terrible.
Maybe I should have that kind of music playing when you go to my website.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Anyway.
No.
So what are we talking about today?
We were talking about Valentine's.
Right, Valentine's. So like,
So you bought things for yourself.
that thing. I ordered that midnight last night, so it was for Valentine's Day. I'm also doing the PC build here. Let me go grab stuff.
Oh, the big PC.
Yeah, so I'm.
Do you try to upgrade every few years, or?
Yeah, so there really is no reason to upgrade this other than I wanted a smaller case.
Yeah.
So this is the case I bought was from a company called Fantex.
Wow.
And this is the Fantex Evolve Shift. And the cool thing about it is like, it's a mini ITX case, which means it has like a tiny, tiny motherboard. And then you mount it upside down in here, so all the wires come out at the top.
Oh.
So it'll be a nice build. It's like when this table goes away, I want to have the PC in the living room, and the current PC case just looks like crap.
Oh.
And it's large and ungainly. There's cables all over the place. So I thought I would like do this build and upgrade that workstation, which is from 2011.
Huh.
So it's pretty old. Put more memory on it. This is like
a gaming card.
This is the motherboard.
Oh,
it's like tiny.
Huh.
So that's the other present I gave to myself. Even though it's kind of, I had budgeted about $700 for it. I think I've blown it by twice or something like that. Yeah. But it's going to be a badass video also a badass video editing workstation. So I'm pretty excited by that because I might do more polished videos. I think.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a next step. I think from moving on from the streaming stuff.
Huh.
It's like 'cause as you know, like I don't like editing because it takes too long.
Yeah.
To really get something edited down nice, like if you've got, it's like a 10-to-1 ratio of like if you record 30 minutes, that's 5 hours of editing work. To really get it nice, you could probably half-ass it like in like maybe 4 hours or something like that.
Right.
Just do a rough cuts in 2 hours.
Yep.
But if you're balancing the levels and you're just cutting things in and out and you're trying to make a really, really nice, because you're listening to it over and over again.
Right.
So you listen to it. You go, how does that sound? Okay, let me move this in a little bit. Let me listen again. The results are well worth it, but I didn't want to do that on a daily basis.
Right.
And so like even these podcasts, like we've got this down to just a straight shot now.
Yep.
So we have our music bed that's exactly 30 minutes long, and so we don't have to. We just go into it. It's over, and then I do a little tiny bit of noise reduction. At the end of it, and then poop it out. So these are fast to do. Yeah. How about you? What you got planned for Valentine's Day?
We have a tradition where we make buffalo chicken, and then we watch a suspense movie because it's like anti-Valentine. So I don't know how it started. It started by we made buffalo chicken one night, and then we were like, we should watch Silence of the Lambs because that's a really good relationship between Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter.
Is it a? I never thought of it as a date movie before.
It's
the slow,
definitely a creepy love story.
Between.
So Sarah was like, "This is awesome. We should make this into a tradition." And it's sort of turned into a tradition where every year we just make buffalo chicken, and then we try to pick out a suspense movie.
It's been a while since I've had your buffalo chicken dip, right? I guess we haven't been doing potlucks and that kind of stuff.
No, we haven't, and that kind of stuff. Like I've tried to actively stay away from it because it's so not good for me now.
Oh, right.
We made it for Christmas. We went over to the Prindiville family gathering thing, and we made a whole batch of it. And
I'm picturing a lot of sweaters.
There was a lot of Argyle, yeah. What do they got? Like the Mr. Rogers sweaters that button up, and there's
cool.
a lot of that, and there's a lot of Yep. So, but we brought
caroling?
Some buffalo. There was one year where they all started singing, and I was like, I can't feel this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go in the other room. And then they were like, why is it going in the other room? I was just like, I didn't grow up with this. This is not what I'm used to. I'm out of my comfort zone. But the buffalo chicken chip was very good. So, but tonight we're just going to make straight up deep fried chicken.
Deep fried chicken.
Yeah, we just throw it in a thing, and we cover it and put it in panko and throw it in a thing on the stove and cover it in hot just sauce. And we eat that and watch a movie, and then we have a little tiny thing of strawberries, and we'll make a little thing of chocolate covered strawberries.
Oh, that's sweet.
There's a little dessert.
And did cats get anything special?
They usually get a little bit of the chicken. So, yeah. When we got these two little dinglings, we were like, no, we're not going to give them human food. One of them is not, Jonesy doesn't really care about human food. Like, we've put a lot of human food in front of him, and he's just like, and he walks away. But Migs is like, she'll get right on you, and she'll be like, what is that? What are you? Can I have some of that? I need to inspect that before you have that.
Which one is the Abyssinian-like one?
Migs.
Migs is the one? Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, I can't remember now because Migs is the one that's like the jumpy, like a plane.
Yeah, she's
Zooming.
like the little, she's like a little panther. She's a little gray panther. But she is. She's just up all the time. Every time I turn around, she's jumping on me. Like, you can't walk in the house. If there's anything on the floor that you need to get, like your shoes or anything, like the minute you bend over, like she could be in the other room and she could hear you bend over and boom, all of a sudden she's on your back.
Nice.
And which isn't so bad, but we haven't declawed them. So if we don't keep up with trimming their claws,
at least when they're young enough so they're used to it. I can't trim the claws of my cat.
Really?
They need to have people hold them down for it.
Oh, really? Yeah. When we got these two, one of the things we made sure to do is from the day we got them, we just keep playing with their paws all the time. Like we just futz with their paws, so they're used to us like constantly touching and rubbing them and everything.
That's nice.
And now usually we do it on the weekends, and we do it when they're kind of sleeping. Like Sarah will go. Usually
creep in there.
Like they'll be asleep, and you walk over, and because they're used to you futzing with their paws anyway, so they're just like, oh, hey, you're playing with my feet again, and then she's like, snip, 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 snip.
Oh yeah, it's like this toenail fairy.
Yep. And then that's not as bad, but there's sometimes where we forget to trim them, and
then they jump on you.
Yeah, claws on my back. Any claws that pierce my skin because I'm allergic to them. Like
you break on hives.
They get all the bumps get all.
Do you still have to take shots?
No. I take I take 2 allergy pills a day. I've got. I'm at that age now where I have this little container, my Monday through Friday container, and it's got about 8 or 9 pills in it. My vitamin and my allergy and my diabetes crap, and I take fish oil pills and all this kind of junk. So that's always fun.
Yeah, I have one of those things too. So
getting old, man. Gotta keep up our vitamins and all that stuff.
Yep.
So what else is going on?
Let's see. We should talk about something creatively oriented.
Yes, I have.
Ostensibly, that's what
we can talk about some shows. I'm in a couple of shows.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Okay. No, you help
one that is currently running until March 9th.
March 9.
The show is called Color, and it's at the Derryfield Lyceum Gallery, the Derryfield School, which I think is in Manchester. Yeah,
Derryfield School Lyceum Gallery.
And it's in the Lyceum Gallery, and that show is called Color, and it was just sort of an open call.
Oh, here it is.
For a lot of things based on color.
An exhibit of
colorful artwork.
Colorful art by NHIA students and community members.
Yes. So this is the second show that the Derryfield School has specifically done for alumni and members of NHIA,
nice.
New Hampshire Institute of Art. And so that's current going, and they're having, instead of having an opening reception, they're going to have a closing reception on Friday, March 9th from 5:30 to 7 p.m.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. And then there's another one that's just about to go up, and that is the New Hampshire Institute of Art, the Biennial Photography Alumni Exhibition. And that's going to be there's a new restaurant called Cabinet, which I know nothing about. But the exhibition is going to be at that restaurant. I guess they have a large space where they wanted to show artwork and stuff. So that goes up February 22nd, and it goes until sometime in April. I don't have a closing date for that, but there's a opening reception on February 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool, and that's a jurred kind of thing. So you could submit up to 3. I only submitted 1 picture. And it got in, so that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, so there's 2 things I can add to my little resume. I'm hoping the next round of whatever is starting to come up, I can start submitting some of those newer toy pictures that I've been doing with the aliens and stuff like that. When these came up, I didn't have anything printed or framed.
Right.
So I've got a couple of prints of the alien ones, which I think are really cool.
Are those up on your website?
Not yet. I think I threw them up on Instagram when I did them, so I'll try to link to those. But those are pretty awesome. And plus, I should probably kind of shoot some new ones. I just bought a new alien toy that we talked about.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Last week when we were doing our little toy comparison stuff. So I have another one that I can throw into. I bought actually a couple other toys.
Oh, excellent.
The Jet Set Radio one there.
Jet Set Radio, where's that? Bottom.
And so that's the color. There's a picture I put up for the color thing.
Oh, okay.
The color show. So that's the image I use, which is from the swim series I did a while back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So checking on your Instagram page is a good way of keeping track of what's up.
Yeah. The most recent picture. So we go to every once in a while we go to Goodwill. This is funny because this is kind of in a whole like the circle is now complete because I'm a big flea market person and we go to Goodwill and stuff like that. And so we were in Goodwill on Saturday just kind of poking around, and I always go through the CDs and the DVDs and stuff like that. Yeah. And I came across a local musician whose the album My Photography was on it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of did a double take, and I pulled it, and I'm like, oh, it really is my thing. So I paid the $1 that it was that was on it because I never got a copy when the album came out.
Yeah. Nice.
So I thought that was kind of funny, but as somebody that like buys lots of used music and stuff, I was like, circle is it's the first time I've ever been into a Goodwill, and there's something that I made is right there on the shelf for $1.
That's
really. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yep.
So I showed that to Sarah. She was like, you got to buy it.
You're vintage now.
I am. I can be found. My work can be found at
your own
donation stores.
I was lately inspired by this piece of work that I came across at the flea market. It's my own work, and it reminds me that how far I've come.
Yes, I know. It's like, oh. But I thought that was great. That was pretty funny. So now I have a copy of that.
That's pretty excellent.
And that was from like 2012, which... when you think about it, it seems a little crazy that we're in 2018 and that was something that was like, so far ago.
Yeah. It's like, meow.
My cat's over there meowing.
Cat, oh no! Ow! Ow! The cat just jumped.
So that was kind of cool. And then the thing that's got me really, really excited lately is I bought a new turntable, a new record player.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and so we had my parents had a whole bunch of records when I was growing up. We had a record player, and I was always playing. That was sort of how I developed this like creepy obsession with like Olivia Newton-John and stuff like that. And then I had a whole stack of records that I had taken, like I adopted from my folks. And then over the years, I remember in the mid '90s, I had a girlfriend that went to school in Pennsylvania down in Allegheny. And I went down to visit her for like 4 days. And while we were out and about, she came across this. There was a used record shop. And she had like a dance class or something. And I'm like, why don't you just leave me here? And then you come back in 3 hours. And like when she came back, like at the end of the 3 hours, like I had only gotten like a quarter of the way through the record shop. Yeah. And I have never, it was like, I was living at home and I was working I think I was working at Rocket Records at the time. And so I had a lot of expendable cash on me. The amount of crap that I came out of that store with, like, I think I spent another 3 hours there. Like, she was kind of like, are you done yet? Yeah. And it was so beautiful because it was just all these 12-inch 80s, like, remix. It was just beautiful. So I came out, I spent like $400 and something on that. And then I had a stack of records that when I was in college, we had made my buddy Ryan and I, we had taken the basement of one of the buildings and we created basically like a lounge. We found somebody that donated a couch, and I brought the record player that I had when I was growing up. Yeah. And I brought a whole stack of stuff, and it was a bunch of Beatles albums, and it was some Tori Amos stuff and everything like that. And then at some point, that room had got broken into, and somebody had stole all the records. Oh, no. And there was some stuff there I kind of regret. But so we already had records laying around, and then years ago, my mom had bought us one of these like Crossley all-in-one record players, and you can see them at like, every department store has it. It's like this wooden thing, and it has a radio on the front, and it has a record player on the top, and it has a tape deck in it. And they're like $90 or something like that. Yeah. But it played records terribly. Like the sound was just disgusting. And I had this big stack of stuff. Like I've got about 120 records right now. So I was just kind of like, all right, let me save up a little bit. And so I found this place that's based out of Massachusetts, and they make these really simplistic, minimalistic turntables. So I picked one of those up. And that came in last week, the week before. So I set it up at the studio because we don't have any room at the apartment. And then I moved all the vinyl so I could just sort of play it while I'm working on stuff. It's awesome.
It's amazing.
It is. I found this old on Craigslist. I found this old 1960s like preamp thing, and it's just got this beautiful wood, beautiful but terrible wood grain and everything on it. And it sounds awesome. But the problem is that now I'm starting to buy new records, which they're really expensive.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, because it's still kind of a hipster thing, and there's. But I have enough old stuff, and it's like some of this new stuff is kind of cool because it's like I picked up the soundtrack to The Last Guardian.
Oh wow, you can get that on vinyl.
Yes, and Mondo put it out, and it's this beautiful 2 2-record set, and it's like the records themselves are like this 2 different shades of gray. It's like, it's kind of cool because nowadays they're doing all these kind of cool things with colors and stuff like that. So I got some other stuff on order, but part of the thing when we were going around Goodwill on Saturday was I wanted to sort of pick up a couple of extra things, and I was able to find some old Olivia Newton-John stuff that I used to have that got trashed or stolen.
What was the name of the record player company?
U-Turn. U-Turn.
U-Turn.
And then the name of the turntable itself, U-Turn Audio. That's it.
These are guys in like a mass.
And they're based at, I think they're in Woburn or something like that. And they do these really, they make them to order. Yeah, it's really minimal. I mean, it's basically just like a piece of MDF that they color code. But it's nice because like the belt for the record player is actually on the outside, so you take it off and you wrap it around the platter that the record sits on, and you have upgrades where you can get these nice clear acrylic discs and stuff like that.
Right.
But real simple, really minimalist. Yeah.
I think this is my sister actually was looking for this one too. I was trying to remember where I'd seen the picture before.
Yeah.
I thought maybe this is the style of turntables now, but I showed the link to my sister, like when you mentioned to me.
And she was like, "Oh, we're looking at those."
Yeah, she said, "Yeah, that's the one I was showing you before."
Yeah, they're nice. They're real simple.
Made to order.
Yeah, they make them. And it takes I think about 2 weeks maybe.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, but they're really nice. But I got sort of the entry level one, and the nice thing about it is most of it is upgradable too. If you want to replace like the needle or the platter or stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
So that was kind of cool. So I've got a bunch of. I ordered the. Think Geek had a sale, and they had the soundtrack for The Division. It was a 2-album set. So that's coming.
The Division?
Yeah. I kind of like that. I like that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I was like, oh, and then and then so that makes me extra excited for when the flea markets start, because that's, I mean, every other person has boxes full of vinyl for 25 cents to $1.
Oh no!
So so that'll be a good way to sort of pick up a lot of catalog stuff. I ordered a couple of things that I really like to play a lot. Like Portishead has a really nice live album. And
nice.
Hooverphonic, like a lot of electronica stuff from the 90s that was really kind of cool. So there's a Hooverphonic album I want to get. Like the first Chemical Brothers album, like just stuff to put on and just be like,
that'd be cool.
And I miss that. It's interesting because I was reading a lot of things saying like Best Buy has announced that they're going to stop carrying CDs from now on. And
really?
Target's doing this weird thing where they were like, well, we're going to sell them, but it's going to be kind of a commission-based thing where, and so I've been like, there's a couple of news groups and stuff that I sort of follow, and they're arguing about that and everything like that. And, it's like, oh, digital is good and everything. But I'm like one of these idiots that like, I like to have physical. Well, I like to have physical stuff, like movies and albums and Sarah with books. But I think there's something about having, like especially a vinyl record where you've got this 12-inch by 12-inch square, which is basically a nice piece of artwork. Yeah. And it gets you involved. You're sitting down, and because of the fact that you've only got 4 or 5 songs for a side, and then you have to get up and flip it over, you're participating in it. It's like sitting down. I don't know. It just seems more active to me where you're opening something up and you've got something you've got to hold with both hands and you're looking at the artwork and it's larger than CD or, like a little tiny image on your MP3 player. And I like the idea of just, it's like going to a show and getting a program.
Right.
And just kind of looking through it. And there's more to the presentation than just throwing on your MP3 player. And I don't know. And some people don't care about that, but I think for me, it's like, I'm really a strong believer in like, if you like, we watch a lot of movies at home, but the movie theater is the gallery equivalent for a film. Like you're going to this giant screen and supposedly the sound is, optimized, and there's something that you get where you go in and you see this thing that's larger than life in front of you. And I think more people should do that because to me, that seems like it's the proper way to show a film, just you go to a movie theater, which is the gallery for film. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but
I think maybe like a pattern in that is there's a kind of distractedness that kind of pervades our lives these days.
Yeah, everybody, like a lot of people, they talk about music and stuff. And it's like, well, I just have it playing on the background.
Yeah, exactly.
It's background noise.
This thing that I'm doing while I'm doing this other thing. Like it also reminds me a bit of when Elise used to run the listening room.
Yeah.
And so people would go there for music, not to have
not to
dinner,
not to drink and talk over the music.
Over the music too. The music isn't like the set dressing for the experience. But if you're listening to vinyl, you get up, you slide it out carefully, you blow the dust off, and you put it on there,
place it down there, and
it's like this little ritual. It's like laying almost like a candle or something like that. If you want to be in a kind of space for a while, and it's going to be for however many minutes it is on per side.
Yeah.
How long is a record?
I think
lasts like 15 minutes.
22 or something like that. Yeah. And but it's nice. I'm happy that it's nice that to go into stores now and see. I don't like the prices. And then there's also a thing that I've been researching on, and a lot of the repressings that people are doing, they're not pressing them from like the original master analog tapes. They're just using a CD copy.
Oh,
so there's a lot of that going on where a lot of people are like, stop doing that. Like if you're gonna do it right. You know, like go back for. So I'm trying to research about like, okay, if I do want to get a couple of newer albums, like, you know, I got to figure out if it's from like a CD pressing, which, or if it's using the original, you know, the original analog tapes, which I guess have a deeper clarity to it.
I guess they would have been mastered specifically for vinyl, whereas like the CD ones would not have been. You would have
it's like porting it over.
Yeah, I guess there could be an intermediate approach where someone who is like taking a CD master and then adjusting it so it responds well.
Right.
Yeah, I guess there's multiple ways of. That's really interesting. Huh?
But that's kind of cool.
Well, so congratulations on your expensive
suck of a hobby. One more thing to,
So like before when I would go like hang out with you guys going to like a flea market or something like that, it was already taking a long time with all the CDs.
Now it's going to take extra.
CDs, DVDs,
yeah, because now there's this, while I'm here now, I can start looking for records now because I've got something I can actually play them on and they sound good. And but I just love music. So
yeah, that's fantastic.
Has that been 30 minutes already?
It has been 30 minutes. We'll probably do another one of these things.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yep.
All right, so I guess we're going to wrap it up for this podcast.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes to go.
Oh, all right.
Let's see. While we're doing that, let's try one of these zesty blood orange.
Dave's buying new Coke stuff here.
Yeah, my sister told me about these. These are
zesty blood orange.
Yeah, these are Diet Cokes. They have these new flavors.
Zesty blood
orange. There's also a mango one and a lime ginger one.
I like this kind of like foo-foo, tall, skinny, like...
yeah.
it's very 80s.
So I've had a few of these, so let's...
So we're going to try this out.
Let's just try this thing.
So this is blood orange, so this is kind of like a sun-kissed, like all
I will...
zapped up.
Yeah, take a sip of it.
This is like an unboxing video. This is cool. Okay, so here we go.
See, I've already had this before, so I've already formed an opinion.
This tastes like the cherry one that I just had a couple of days ago.
Does it kind of taste like you put like some potpourri in your mouth?
It has a slight sun-kissed aftertaste. I shouldn't say this because one of our friends, she works at Coke, so.
Well. So what this remind me of, the aftertaste for me is like Johnson & Johnson's children's aspirin.
It is like cough medicine.
and it also...
That's all it is.
It also reminds me a little bit of when you get an Orange Julius?
Yeah.
The aftertaste of an Orange Julius.
Yeah.
Except an Orange Julius is actually kind of good.
Anyway,
but that's it. That's the podcast number 1 for today, February 14th.
So till next week, I'm photographer Sid Caesar.
I'm designer Dave Say.
And this is Valentine Elevate Stabler. So he wants to wish everybody happy Valentine's Day. Guilty of being my Valentine, Elliot Stabler.
Sure. Okay.
Everybody have a good week. Go buy some records. Was Elliot Stabler on the big thing back there? Elliot Stabler?
Terrifying.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Music provided by
Michael Blar as his ensemble. Visit him at michaelblar.com. Oh, somebody was leaving comments.
Yes,
we didn't see the comments.
Okay, I need a few seconds of silence after this because I use this for the noise floor reduction. Okay. Bye.
See ya.
Right, number 1.
Yeah, blood orange sounds kind of like, like blood diamonds. Like it sounds like children are involved in a negative way.
Yeah,
like they're in a little mine and they're pulling blood oranges out of a coal mine.
Yeah, blood. It's
like that scene in Temple of Doom with all the little kids in the coal mine, and Indiana Jones shows up and
Yep.
He's going to liberate them from the blood orange mine.
I keep drinking this, but I don't really like it.
It doesn't have any taste to it.
It's mostly kind of. It doesn't taste like orange. That's what it is.
No.
There's no real citrus zing to it.
Right.
It sort of tastes like it tastes like a Necco wafer.
No, Necco wafers have more of a. Well, I mean, plus
Necco wafers have no flavor.
no, they got a little sugary flavor to them.
That's sugar. That's not flavor.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this doesn't even have sugar in it, so
that's true. We're like double. It's like.
Right. Yeah, I've had to start drinking a lot of more. I mean, I don't drink a lot of soda anymore, but when I do, I drink Giant Pepsi because it's got a slightly sweeter flavor, even though there's no sugar in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a friend that she works in she is the HR department at Coke.
Uh-huh. So it's not her fault.
It's not her fault, but it's funny because every time we go up to, she's one of the people that we go up to the camp with up in northern New Hampshire. Uh-huh. Twice a year, and so you have to watch what you say because she's like Coke. Like we'll go into convenience stores, and she'll like walk by the like the Coke section, and if like the cans aren't aligned right, she'll like hold on a second, guys. Mm-hmm. She'll get in there. I'm like, that's not your job. Like, stop. You're on vacation. Yeah, right. She's like, I just can't help it. So she's Coke everything, and there's been a couple of times where it's like I've reached in my bag and I pull out a Pepsi, and she's just like, I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was just it was there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well. Hope she doesn't listen to our podcast.
Melissa, I'm sorry, Melissa.
Yeah. Let's see.
We need to talk about that. That's coming up again.
Yeah, there's a few things that I sort of talk about. I'm going to be on another podcast. Lean into art. Oh. So I'll write that down. Stuff for Dave.
Were you on that before?
Yes, I've been
5 years ago.
Several times.
Something came up in my Facebook 5 years ago thing, and Chelsea Spear was like, "Dave, that's awesome."
Nice.
That's great.
What else is going on? I could talk about Groundhog Day resolutions.
Oh, we could talk about the Nashua Board of Aldermen voted to do the Arts Center. Mm-hmm. So that would be interesting.
Good info on that?
I don't, but maybe we can find somebody to come in and talk about it at some point.
There was something like creative that I was doing recently. What was it though? Oh, I could talk about the programming project I'm doing on the NetCrate project with some people at IU, Indiana University. Is that it? Yeah, let's do another one and see how it goes. All right. And anything pop cultural that comes up, pop culture. Yeah, that's Vicky in the chat room.
Oh, hi Vicky.
Hey Vicky.
Kiddly.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. All right, let's poop this. Let me check Twitter, see if anyone's twittified back.
Tweetified. Let me log on and share it so my two people can. Sending me text messages.
Nothing.
My mom.
We were so unpopular.
My mom got a new phone, so she's been inundating me with things. Hi, happy Valentine's Day, love, Mom. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Mom.
Are you getting this?
Hello?
Yeah.
Are you there? Why are you not there? Tweeter. 4 times like these. Tweeter.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I apologize in advance for all the burping, but we've been slurping down our carbonated crap.
I like how you keep apologizing for your burping, but then you just go.
Well, it happens. I mean,
no, but the funny thing is, sometimes it happens, but you really like to put some. You want to like to lean in,
flash and substance into it.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like coming in anyway. I might as well make it a good one,
right?
One for the books.
If it's gonna happen,
something memorable. I mean, if you're gonna do anything, do your best.
Right.
That's
if it's gonna come out, then
and they go, "Oh, sorry." It's a weird dichotomy between like bop, and then it's like, "Oh, sorry."
Is that sort of the equivalent of what do they call it? Posting on Facebook?
It's like humble bragging.
Yeah, humble bragging. Yeah. Boast posting. Posting.
Or it's like I don't know what it's called. All right, okay.
Tweet that out.
Okay, so I've got this. We're ready for number 2.
I think I should just find a really funny picture of the real Elliot Stabler, and we could just have it just anytime we could just go back to him, and he could just be like, we just find a picture of him where he's really angry or something.
Yeah. We should make them with us on them.
What does Elliot Stabler think about?
We get an
this?
illustrated version, like the flat side. Or just any illustrated version, and like
It's true.
make them Valentines.
Just find a picture of you, and then we'll just throw it in Photoshop and just draw over the layer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you'll get like a result like that woman who restored that painting.
That's the monkey face.
All right, we're gonna go. Okay, I'll open this one just for symmetry.
Yes.
Okay. A 5, a 4, a 3, a 2. Oh, Kidley asked if just market. What if it's just marketing?
But
I don't understand.
the blood. Oh, she's talking about the blood orange.
It probably is because and so then it worked.
Why does blood orange sound appetizing?
It's this. What is this?
Why does blood orange sound appetizing? Why does the word blood, like, why would you want to put the word blood in something? Like, couldn't you just say zesty orange or like, zesty sunshine? Or
we'll open with this
is
question.
blood orange a specific type of orange?
It is, I believe. But I don't know if it's a marketing kind of specific kind of orange. But we will address this very question. Oh, boast posting. All right.
Boast posting.
Now I'm confused. So we'll just start and if it pops up again. So the fun thing is, like, if we're monitoring the chat room, people can say something and then they'll kind of completely guide the conversation in a new direction. So it's exciting, right? Anything could happen. Anything.
Oh, boast posting is marketing.
Yeah.
Boast. Right. No, we all know boast posters. Those are humble braggers. Humble braggers are good kind of. Not to brag or anything, but I'm amazing.
All right. 5, 4. Welcome to the podcast. I'm designer Dave Say.
I am photographer Sid Caesar.
And it is the second podcast we're recording today on February 14.
Valentine's Day.
And because we have the picture up, we'll show another picture of, what's his name again?
It's Elliot Stabler. This is the Elliot Stabler Law and Order Special Victims Unit Valentine. Look, guilty of being my Valentine.
You can't see this, and you may be lucky if you're listening to us.
I love Elliot Stabler.
So Sid's a huge Elliot Stabler fan, and I relearn this periodically about how awesome he is, this character on
Law and Order SVU.
Is it only Law and Order SVU that he's on, or are there multiple spin-offs of this?
No, he was just on SVU for the first 12 seasons.
Yeah, whenever time I see this actor, I keep thinking that he's on Full House. But I guess it's a different person I'm thinking about.
Chris Maloney.
So yeah, we are also live streaming this. This is something that we've been trying to do lately. I have a stream channel set up on YouTube where I do my daily "What's Up, Dave" streams, where I catch up with my friends on the internet. So I'm keeping them to 15 minutes. Yeah, and I just say, hey, it's this day. I'm working on this, and here's something I bought. This is on my mind. Bye. Hope you have a good day.
Nice.
That's it.
Hey.
And it's been fun just to, I guess, just talk every day. Yeah, because I work by myself all the time. I don't see anybody, so this is my outlet, along with the virtual co-working chat room. In fact, we have a visitor from the virtual co-working chat room.
Putting her on the spot.
Yep. Kiddalee is in YouTube. That's not her real name in the chat room, but she has been asking us mysterious questions. For example, this one. I don't understand why people think blood orange sounds appetizing. Zesty blood?
And that's because of the new rebranding that Diet Coke has been doing with all.
Is this a rebrand or is it something special?
I thought it was a rebrand. I thought that they were trying to do a bunch of new stuff.
This struck me as something that they were just trying with, because they're not getting rid of old Diet Coke. Or does the old Diet Coke come in the same new cans?
I think there's a whole army of them, because I've seen there's the lime ones, and then I picked up something cherry or something like that, redesplendent cherry or whatever it was called. But
they're all the ones I've been hearing that they're not really that impressive. No. People are expecting kind of like this burst of something, but then it's like it kind of tastes like
it's just carbonation. It's unflavored carbonated water.
It tastes like potpourri. So it's really more of a floralish aftertaste. Kind of, it's like if you walked into a factory that made powdered sugar that was next to, and someone was eating an orange outside the front door next to this place that made powdered sugar, and then you kind of walked into it. That's not good.
It'd be interesting to see because I heard that sodas and stuff have taken a
sales.
dramatic
Yes.
decline. So it would be interesting to think about, like, you know, they're sitting around the table and they're like, okay, this is here's a bunch of our ideas, you know, like Don Draper kind of bringing out all these panels and being like, zesty blood orange. That sounds enticing, doesn't it?
We need to take these brands and apply them to ourselves. So Dave Say is zesty blood.
Oh, that's true.
Orange.
Yeah,
and then you could be like ginger lime.
No, we'd have like nerd flavors. You know, we'd be
flavor?
like spicy firefly.
Spicy fire. So okay, so you take
succulent Star Wars.
You take a flavor adjective and you add it to your favorite,
just sort of some kind of a nerd, yeah, right?
Like
you know,
that.
like you know.
So it would be like it would be
a mix of 12 herbs and spices for the 12th Doctor. I don't know.
I was trying to think of something that would go with bubbly Daisy Ridley or something like that.
It would be like taste like your fingers and going through a comic book. You know, nerd flavors. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, this is why we're not in marketing.
Exactly.
But you know, we could make it work. So we have all the skills to have a bad marketing.
Well, what
campaign.
was that game? Like that gamer soda that was really popular a while ago. And they were
there was a local company, right?
Yeah,
I wonder if they're still around.
Like Ian Muir did something where they sponsored. Was it like Gamer? I can't remember what the name.
Yeah, when we were running the bar camps.
Yeah,
I think Gamer Soda was a sponsor for a couple years. So Ian and Kelly Muir, they were the leads for that.
That's really funny.
For the bar, we haven't had a bar camp in quite some time. Bar camp is an unconference where people gather and they talk about technical topics that are interesting to them.
Yep.
And so you just gather in a room. There's usually several rooms on a schedule. Sorry, just that
brought to you by Tasty Blood Orange.
Tasty Blood Orange. I mean, it just like
Zesty Blood Orange.
Zesty Blood Orange, and so then you just like say, I feel like I would like to talk about podcasting, and so you say, I'll be in this room for the next 30 minutes. Anyone who's interested in podcasting can come in, and we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about the stuff. So it's actually pretty cool. So it's almost like an extended show and tell, knowledge sharing thing.
Okay.
And the sponsors, like a sponsor like Gamer Soda, or like even your local Chamber of Commerce, or like a local tech company that wants to just kind of get their name out in front of the local tech community, they'll sponsor the lunch. By buying all the pizza or pay for the pizza and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty good racket to set up one of these things. We should do one.
Is it?
I mean, all you need is a venue. And you say, I'm doing this venue, it's about these things, I'm providing these people, and you get, maybe the first year you only get like a couple dozen people out there, but then you use that to build, more recognition. And then people have a good time and talk about it. Like, even if it's like 20 people who show up.
Yep.
But usually in the tech community, I think you can get more than
that. Right.
We might be able to do that with something creatively.
Huh.
Actually, maybe Sarah will do something. We can all go to her.
That's true. Maybe she could come up with something. Yeah.
So you could say, okay, we want cotton candy machine. Oh, I guess we can't have. We want dang, all the stuff I was thinking about was just all related to.
Well, as long as it comes with like an insulin needle.
Right.
Here's your free bag of cotton candy, and here's your free insulin needle to counteract the.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to do these kind of events to bring the community together. Just so you get to see each other's faces and then share some stuff, and just even like to see the stickers on the back of someone's laptop,
or
whatever. So you get good ideas from these.
That's
and we haven't. There used to be more stuff going on like that, like 5 or 6 or 7 years ago. Remember when social media became a term?
Oh yeah,
it's like 2008.
All the tweet ups and stuff that they used to have.
Those were kind of fun. Yeah. I kind of miss that stuff, and I don't know why they went away.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know. Was it a fad?
Maybe. I don't know why it died out. Or people figured they could do the social. Once people figured out how to do social media,
I think people couldn't figure out how to monetize it, and that's probably why some of them backed away.
Maybe. I think initially it was no one knew exactly what the limits were of it, or it seemed like you could get in on the ground floor.
Right.
I think, and everyone was talking about it, and it seemed like the thing you did was you gathered together in groups and talked about it.
Right.
Now it's an actual profession. There's tools, there's analytics, there's
right. It takes all the fun
people
out of it.
know how to do this stuff now. There's just so much content that's out there, and so who has the time for it?
Yeah.
Was this before smartphones were out? Did people have iPhones back in? When did the iPhone come out?
They must. Well, the iPhone's what, 10?
So 2008.
So was it before smartphone? Everybody had flip
that's
phones?
right. The iPhone 10 is the 10th anniversary one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
So 2008. So
wow.
So yeah, around 2008, 2009. That's when
it's like when I think about the 1970s, I still think that's like 20 years ago. And no.
How long ago is it? It's like 50, almost 50 years ago. It's 48 years ago. No, wait, it's not. I'm 40. No, how old am I?
You just turned 50, didn't you?
So yeah, I just did turn 50.
When you were what, 68?
67, yeah.
67?
Yeah. Last day of 67, so it would be...
Oh, that's right. You're on
it's practically 68.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see. There's a few things that we didn't talk about in the last podcast. Like, I'm going to be on...
You're going to be on another podcast.
Yeah, Jersey Droz. I can't pronounce his last name. Jersey and Rob, let's say. They have this podcast called Lean Into Art, where it's a bunch of... they talk about creative issues, like that artist face.
And you did this one. You were on this once again like 5 years ago.
Was it 5 years ago?
I think it was 5 years ago.
I've been on the podcast at least 3 times.
Okay.
So we usually talk about the Groundhog Day resolutions, which was I just did this is year 12 of them. Wow. So it's the 12th year. I have all this data going back 12 years. That's all on my website. So I did the mega one for this February 2nd. So if you go to my website, there's the Groundhog Day resolutions.
Yep.
Post there, and I guess they stumbled upon it again. And they were kind of like had questions about like the comprehensiveness of it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to read their or listen to their podcast about their goal setting before I do it. So and we're recording on not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
Okay,
I think that's when it is. So it'll be 10 p.m. Eastern time. And they'll live stream it too. So we can post links on this or somewhere. Actually, this podcast will go up way afterwards, so it'll be too late by then.
Right, but we'll put the things up when it. All right, that's
right. So we can put the link up in that for that. So yeah,
how is the because when we did the last batch of podcasts, so we're going to try something new this year where we're going to record 2 or 3 back to back, and then we're going to sort of stagger the releases every week and everything. How has that worked out for you so far with that approach? Is that been pretty cool, or
I think it's been pretty cool.
Yeah,
I haven't really been paying attention to it.
I forgot to like promote last week's when it went live.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It just went up by
right.
itself.
It just kind of went.
Yeah. So, but it'll be interesting to figure out some way of putting this into I don't know what our grand media strategies are for it. So didn't you have some articles go up for Dead Pixel recently, or was that last time?
No, that was the last time.
That was the last time.
Yeah, trying to catch stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm members of these two communities that these two photographers have formed. But it's like the beginning of the year for me is just like quotes. It's sending out a lot of quotes, and that's currently what the last few weeks have been is just trying to dress things up, and then they come back and say, "Can you shave any off?" and stuff. And then a musician group that I photographed when I was in the Picker building I think at the time it was a group of 7.
Uh-huh.
They're now a group of 9, and they want sort of a shot of all of them standing in a row.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have the space for it in the studio anymore, so we're actually renting the auditorium at the New Hampshire Institute of Art. So I've just been doing all the paperwork for that and stuff like that. And that's going to be in like March 1st. We're going to do I rented it for 4 hours. So that's kind of cool too. Like,
yeah. Is this your first, like, I'm renting a place for it?
It is. Yeah. It's the first time where I'm like, okay, I've got to have the upfront cash to pay for it in advance and then factor it into the quote and everything like that.
Yep.
But it's kind of nice. And because it's the school, they give me a little bit of an alumni discounted pricing, which is kind of nice. And it's just all we need is just the stage. I'm going to get them up there and we're going to do a bunch of that. And then they want some individual shots and everything. So it'll be nice to have a nice clean area that, I've got the width that I need.
Yeah, it might be fun to go on a scouting trip to find like rentable locations. In the area stuff.
I did a session in November. So there's this place in Groton, Mass. Is it Groton? It's called Gibbets Hill.
Uh-huh.
And it's so close to us. It's like 20 minutes away from here. And it's this little mountain. And it's like this old, like it used to be some rich guy's house, but it looks kind of like a little castle. And it's just the remnants of this stone structure. And it's free to the public and you can go and hang out and everything like that. So one of the things that we haven't done in a long time around this area is there hasn't been any like photographer meetups.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that'd be kind of a cool place to just be like, okay, if anybody wants to show up, we'll do it for 4 hours or whatever and just hang out and,
Yeah, that kind of stuff is, I think we need to be doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, just to get us out. I'm the same way. Like, I like communicating with people, but there are times where I'm like, I just kind of want to.
Yep.
Not, and that's in the winter that I get like that because it's all, getting ready for taxes and printing out crap and sending out invoices and then trying to get quotes and everything.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's hard. It's weird. It's weird. Like, Sarah is very introverted. Mm-hmm. And I can be, I was an only kid, so a lot of times I was just doing my own thing. And there's this conflict that happens. Like, I like the job that I do, and I like being able to communicate with people that I don't normally see a lot. And I think I've got a pretty good personality.
Yeah.
But it can be kind of hard sometimes because there's times where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to talk to anybody. Like, I just want to stay home with my wife and my cats. And,
right.
So it's this weird kind of, I don't know where I was going with that, but there's this weird kind of thing every once in a while where I'm like, I don't want to talk to people.
I'm like that too. I mean, when I'm out, it's outside. It's like, there's this constant draining that's happening. And it's worse if you're dealing with people who you don't really want to interact with, or they want something from you, or they're trying to do some sort of one-upsmanship on you.
Right.
That kind of BS that just irritates me.
Yep.
I get angry about it, internally, and I just try not to engage with it. And even if it's like a relatively benign transaction, like if I just am at the supermarket or driving for 30 minutes, I find that it really tires me out. Like, I'm pretty introverted as well.
Yeah.
And one other thing about the virtual co-working Discord chat room that we have is that it's kind of like an ideal socializing for introverts thing. Because like I'm in there almost all the time, and just sitting out and just seeing the other people around, that's about enough interaction as I need. Good. So like I'm looking here now, and not a lot of talking has been going. Like 3 messages. Someone just says I'm at the public library. Oh, this is Cheddar Work Log. Now they're heading back home. Someone saying, "Good day, done at the passport office. Just stumbled into the office." And then in the work log section, people are saying did some laundry 1, laundry 2, tidying, reading. Up in inbox 8, someone's getting eggs. I mean, it's how do you describe? It's almost like it feels like a small town almost. That's kind of what it's like. There's all these people here to kind of know, but not really. Some people I do know better now just from having been in this room. But it's also I don't have to leave my house, and I can do it from my computer or my phone.
Right.
I don't actually have to. And if I feel like I need to step away from, I can step away from it, and it's been surprisingly effective. And speaking toward hosting more things, one thing I've come to realize is that my role in hosting this room is just merely to host the room. And it's not my job to be the since I started the room, I'm the most important person,
the moderator.
Room. I try to moderate as little as possible. Yeah. And basically, it's just like if someone posts in the wrong place, I delete it and tell them I did that. Yep. And not to do it again. Yep. But the other thing is you make the room accessible and balance the conversation, which is important when you're doing any kind of gathering. Like if you're the host, you're introducing people to other people and bringing up topics that other people other people can engage with, and just making people feel accepted and welcome for being their own weird self. Right. That's especially important with creative type things. Yep. And so it's not my job to maintain appearances I need to make sure that I look like I know what I'm doing.
Right.
I mean, there's certainly a balance. You don't want to make people uncomfortable.
Yep. Yep.
So there's a balance you strike, but you can also show some weird stuff I've been complaining about this blood orange soda for the past few days in the room.
Blood orange, here it is.
Yeah. So I'm wondering maybe I'm being too negative. Maybe I should post something that's a little bit.
I'm going to get you a shirt that says blood orange soda on it.
Please do not,
because I know how much you love it now.
No,
I'm going to ask my friend Melissa.
If you really hated me, you'd give me a Stabler shirt. I
love Stabler. Oh, we haven't cut to our Stabler recently.
Yes,
we should just do a random Valentine's cut there.
So
Guilty of being my Valentine.
Yeah, make sure you put the link in the show notes for that.
Stabler.
Send the artist some love. Brandon Bird.
Yes. There's a great, somebody made this super cut on YouTube, and it's they took and it's set to the Hall of the Mountain King, the song, so it builds up, and it's Stabler in the series, getting more and more angry as the music builds up and everything, and it's awesome. I'll have to put a link to that, because that is Elliot Stabler right there. That's the perfect advertisement for Lance Stabler.
So he's like this force of nature.
He's an ex-Marine. He's a Catholic. He's got like 4 kids, and he just has this built up. He's just like your typical. It's rage. He's got this built up rage, and he has rage at like child molesters and stuff.
Oh.
So he gets on the job, and they come across these perps. They're like kitty diddlers and stuff like that, and you just see him just start to like he just he doesn't actually hit anybody. He's good about controlling it, but at the same time, he's not very good at controlling it, expressing it. And but it's awesome. He just gets angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier. And they took him off the show. Well, it was like a contract thing, and he's been gone for a long time now. But they just haven't. He's actually he's done a bunch of different things. He's on some new sci-fi show. I don't know if you saw the trailer for it. It's I think it's called Happy. It's actually written by Grant Morrison, the comic book writer, and it just won an award or something.
Oh, really?
And he plays this he plays a cop, like the worst cop ever, and he gets shot or something, and before he dies, he has this vision of this it's like this little pink rabbit that like mouths off to him and stuff, and he comes back to life, and he can physically see the rabbit in real life, although he's the only one that can see it, and so the rabbit becomes his new partner. I haven't watched it, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just give this thing just to see what's going on with it.
Speaking of shows, have you heard anything about this Altered Carbon show?
No, we tried to watch Black Mirror.
Oh, yeah.
And we got 2 episodes in, and Sarah was just kind of like,
which season was it?
The first season. We started with the first season.
Yeah.
And then that Altered Carbon thing came up. There's like a list of things that we've been writing down. It's like, but it's like, where are these people where it's hard when you watch this show where someone's like, oh, it gets really good in the 3rd season. Yeah. Like I gotta go through 2 seasons before I can get into the show.
Yeah.
So we've been watching Planet Earth 2.
Oh yeah, is that Al Gore's thing?
No. This is like narrated by David Attenborough, and it's been 10 years since the first Planet Earth, which is crazy to think. But the show is insane. It's so good. It's
is
just
it really?
Oh.
I think I only know it by pop cultural reference in other shows.
Oh, it's like Mutual of Omaha. Like it's like a documentary on all the different parts of the world and their animals and stuff like that. And
really?
The footage they're capturing is amazing.
Wow. Okay.
So good. We just watched the first one that was crazy was they were showing these little lizard things, these little geckos, and they're born in sand. And then there's a small stretch of land to these rocks near the ocean that they have to get to. And you see them, and they get up, and they're born, and they're like newborn little lizards, and they start to walk. And this whole area that they're in is completely inundated with snakes. And they show this, and it's awesome because it's like they so dramatize it, but it's so gripping. And it's like you see the little thing, and it's sitting there, and then all of a sudden these snakes just start popping out of everywhere, and they start chasing this little guy.
Did I see a clip on this?
Oh my god, it's so amazing! And then we watched one last night where it was a pride of lions, and they were trying to take down a giraffe. Yeah. And like they're chasing the giraffe, and the female lead lion gets way out in front, and you see this lion, she's just waiting, and the giraffe comes running up. And she jumps, and she tries to take it down, and you see her come completely off the ground, and she's way up in the air, and then like the giraffe just plows into her and knocks her. It was, oh my god, it's so incredible. You have to see it. You have to watch it. It's so incredible.
Where can I watch this?
It's right on Netflix.
Okay.
Planet Earth. You could watch the first series was really good too, but it's like it's interesting to go from like the first series, which was like, oh my god, to all the camera things that they've learned how to do in the last 10 years now, where it's like, I mean, they have to be using like drones or something because they're getting so close to these animals. It's crazy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's really good.
I'll check that out. That sounds cool.
Real life, man, it's better than anything science fiction.
Or real life on TV.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I did watch that Bright movie on Netflix.
Oh, was that like, orc thing?
Yeah, and then that video commentator Lindsay Ellis did a takedown of it, which was completely deserved.
I remember reading about it, but I was like,
it's like, it's Lindsay Ellis's point. Lindsay Ellis is this video pop culture commentator that I really like. Mm-hmm. Like, she has like this sort of snarky attitude toward media.
Yep.
And she was pointing out all the stuff that like I couldn't quite grasp. It's like just essentially a lazily made movie.
What was that?
It's like, let's paint elves and orcs over modern culture, but not really think of what that means. That's kind of what it's like.
My attitude is like, I saw it before when it was called Alienation, and you don't need to you don't need to redo Alienation.
Yeah. Well, even if Will Smith is in it.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. That's the only reason to watch Will Smith movies, just for him to be like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I got out of it. It was like...
You know what I got that we have yet to watch?
What?
I got the sequel to Independence Day.
No,
but I haven't watched it. It was literally like it was one of the. It was like we were at the Halls Flea Market. It was like the first weekend that it opened, and there was this older guy who had a whole box full of stuff, and there was a bunch of DVDs on top. And as I was digging in there, all of a sudden there was all these new releases on Blu-ray. They had been opened, but they were like recent things.
Weird.
So I was like, how much? And he's like, everything in the box is $1 each. And I'm like, everything? And he was like, everything. Mm-hmm. And he had like all these brand new movies, and I was like, it's got to be worth $1 just to see how bad the sequel was. So I picked it up, but I've yet to watch it because I'm waiting for a moment where we need to sit. We got to sit down with Dave and be like, "This is trash,"
okay,
and not be afraid to just talk over the movie.
Right? Yeah, we could do a movie night sometime. I still need to get this TV mounted on the damn wall.
Oh,
my cousin is coming at the end of February for a week kickoff for this project I'm working on.
Yep.
Which is. It's a learning sciences grant for Indiana University. They're doing a digital humanities course. The tool that we're making specifically is it shows like the relationship between different people talking to each other. So you end up with this graph, all these lines pointing. But you can shake the parts of the graph and you see which parts jiggle, and you know the parts that are jiggling are the ones that are most related to the thing that you're jiggling.
Oh.
So you can say like, oh, if I jiggle if you had like the cast of Law and Order on it, and you had each person there linked to other people and how much they talk to each other.
Yeah.
So the one, if a Stabler talks the most to someone person, you'd shake him. Then like the other nodes, like these little round circles, like the person he would talk most would jiggle with it most.
Oh.
So it's a way of like sorting through a lot of data and seeing what patterns you might not normally see there.
Huh.
So I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, that's the thing, I guess, that I was talking about.
Huh. Hey.
Why did I bring that up? I guess I got to rewind this thing and see. But I don't know.
We're bad. I don't remember now.
We're talking about my cousin's coming. And
we're the TV.
And so we're going to do a week kickoff for that, and so this is the room we'll be working in. And
you got to clean it up.
Yeah, so I need to get that table out of here, and just do all the mounting stuff.
What are you doing?
The cat is visiting.
Our production managers.
Oh, do you see this thing? Did I show you this? Oh, the cat's on top of. I'm gonna take a picture. Yeah. So. Do you remember a few years ago I got that beanbag chair from Sumo Lounge?
Yeah.
So it's their, I want to say it's their 10th anniversary, or they have some sort of anniversary coming up. So they were reaching out to people they had reached out to in the past. And since like that beanbag chair that is the Sumo Sway couple, it's like too big to keep in my house now. It used to be in your studio. When you had like all the space for it.
Yeah.
So I said like, do you have a really small one? And I was looking at it, and so this is the one that they sent.
Huh. Is it like an ottoman? Like is it for your feet?
Yeah, this is an ottoman or for kids.
That's pretty cool actually. Yeah.
So it's not stiff enough for me to sit in because I'm not a kid. I weigh as much as like 5 kids. Yeah. So when I sit in it, I kind of crouch down to the ground, and it kind of becomes this kind of cushion.
Good for your feet, though.
It is good for your feet, and the cat likes it too.
The cat likes it.
Yeah, but when I do sit, it's a nice thing just to do this with, and I actually need to write a blog post and take some pictures and stuff like that for that. Post on the website soon. It's a nice thing. I wish it was a little bit more stiff, but for what it is,
didn't they send you that air cushion thing too? Did they?
Yeah, I couldn't get it to work, and it was. There was a defect in it, so we didn't
oh, right. For it. I remember you
it was a good idea,
standing in Greeley Park trying to put that thing up.
Yeah, I was like, this is designed for athletic people. This is not designed for me. I want to click a button and see it inflate by itself. Right?
Ready.
But running around like you're trying to fly a kite, like with a hole in it, trying to fill it with air, that was work.
Awesome.
So, that
was incredible.
Anyway, so I guess we've burned another 30 minutes of time talking about pretty much nothing.
That's awesome.
Did we mention everything?
We got this down.
Yeah, we can just keep doing this. Like, I guess maybe we just need to do 2 of them today, and we can just get together.
We got one more because we can still talk about some of this other stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay. I needed just to let my. I had a meeting at 12:30. It was an informal meeting. So I'll just let them know that we're doing this and we'll do one more.
Oh, okay.
In fact, it's such a brief check-in that I can just say that I'll just do a status report. Basically. Okay. Oh no!
Towering Inferno.
So yep. So let's see what else.
Are we doing food after or?
Let me. I think I'll have time for food. What do you want to eat?
Cheese.
So go.
I need some cheese.
Shorties and get some queso.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's the go-to place. But unfortunately, if we did this on Mondays, then it'd be 50 cents.
The 50 cents, I know.
Yeah. So
we went there on Sunday night.
Oh, did you get the 50 cent ones?
I didn't, but when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, Dave,
Yeah.
I thought of you.
Yeah.
We needed to have it was a terrible day on Sunday. I went over to my parents. I've been helping my parents with all this financial stuff, and that's been a pain in the butt. And then when I got over to my parents on Sunday, I had driven over something, and I got 2 holes in one of my tires.
Oh, no.
And then it was raining out, and it just turned into this whole thing. So finally, Sarah came and saved the day. I called, our insurance has roadside assistance, and they just never came.
Ugh.
And so Sarah brought something from her dad, and we changed the tire. And so I was like, I need some cheese. We have to go to Shorty's.
Okay. We'll do that after this. But Designer Dave Say.
I am photographer Sid Caesar, and we'll see you later. Have a good week. Go and have your own cheese. Michael provided by Music Bellar. Music provided by Michael Bellar and the Aziz Ensemble. Visit him at michaelbellar.com and listen to his stuff. Yeah. Thank you.
Have a good week, everyone.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. We do have these down.
Totally.
Okay.
Stand up for a second.
Here, use the facilities. If you need to, let me text Ben. Hey. I'm checking in quickly. Just working on we had a check-in scheduled for today. So, just texting you the update. Working on getting the, what's it called? The module system working. I think I'll have something by Friday or Monday. It's just figuring out stuff like directory structure, module loading techniques. Once this is up, the real work, the work of making routing begins. But we can use code from Play, I think, largely for that. We've already figured that out. All right, I think I've done my check-in. We'll see.
Did they respond?
Get some social media juice going. If those guys like that kind of thing, may help cement. It'd be interesting for people to read. All right, so we got that going. Let's see. Do I need to use the bathroom? Maybe. Let's see if anyone's watching this. There are 3 people watching this. That's one more than there was before. Or maybe that's Kiddily. Okay, we're going to record one more podcast. Then it is cheese lunch.
Cheese time.
Cheese. Are you even allowed to eat cheese?
Yes. Yes. Do not question. Yes.
I thought, okay. Isn't it just like sugar and fat?
No.
Is that what cheese
I don't know what you're talking about. No.
All right. Okay, so I guess, let's see. Ooh. I was just like talking to Ben about maybe writing an article about starting a project for digital humanities programming work.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it hasn't been done before, but it's just fun to share the perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told that the digital humanities people like sharing things. So like, I like sharing things too. Maybe I can talk from the programmer's perspective. Okay, I'm getting ready to go on this. All right, I guess this is saved to the right one. I think we're ready. Okay, here we go. So you open this time?
Yes. Welcome to the podcast. I am photographer Sid Caesar.
And I'm designer Dave Say.
And welcome on this glorious Wednesday, February 14th.
Wasn't it Wednesday in the last podcast?
Shh, we have gone back in time.
It's like we're looping the same day over and over again.
Because every Wednesday is Valentine's Day.
And so who is your Valentine for Valentine's Day?
My wife is my Valentine.
Oh, I thought
and my kitties. Oh, and Elliot Stabler. Go to the Elliot Stabler cam. There he is. Guilty of being my Valentine.
Good.
Elliot Stabler from Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Dong dong. I love that. I love that. I've got to hang it up in my studio now. I'm going to bring that home. I'm hanging it up in the studio. I found this awesome poster from Next Gen magazine that I had saved, that I forgot I had saved, and I just found it recently. It was actually sandwiched between 2 records. And it was they had made a poster up until, this came out in 98, so this was a poster up until then of game systems by decade.
Uh-huh.
And so it had 60s, 70s, or no, it had 70s, 80s, and 90s, and it was really kind of cool. I was like, oh! So I was very happy to find that, so I can hang that up and stuff. And amid all my geeky things.
Speaking of games, what have you been playing lately?
So I got hooked on PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, which for the Xbox One, which is this terribly, like, it's not final at all. It's a beta version, so it's really rough. But it's this. I did when you win. So it's a battle royale style game. So you're in a plane with 99 other players. You can drop anywhere on this map, and then you basically have to kill everybody and become the last person standing. Uh-huh. So I've won twice so far on my own. And it's funny because it's every Saturday. It's consecutive Saturday mornings when Sarah's still asleep. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get... And usually what it boils down to is hiding in a shrub. That's it. That's what that game boils down to, is hiding in shrubs and then letting everybody else kill each other, and then you killing the very last, second to last person.
I thought, did we talk about this in the other podcast?
We did, yeah. So and then
playing it.
So then I did a squad, which they have teams of 4, and I wanted my first squad based thing too, which is actually kind of cool, and that works because you've got headsets and you're all talking to each other, and you're like, oh, you have this gun, do you need ammo and stuff like that. And then I got back into the Division.
Oh yeah,
which I've been playing the last week or so.
Why?
They released a bunch of upgrades and updates and stuff, but I think the problem is there's still people playing it, but some of the newer missions and stuff, it seems like most people have abandoned the game at this point. Yeah. So like when you go to matchmaking to do the newer stuff, it's like there's really no one. It takes a long time to find a couple, and then usually it isn't 4 other people. It's usually you, and like there's usually just 3 instead of 4 guys. So usually you have a hard time.
Oh, this is what the tough end game challenge.
Yeah, they made a whole bunch of new little things, so that's kind of cool. And then the other thing I got excited for, and I haven't actually opened it up yet. Well, I opened it up. I haven't played it. Was the Shadow of the Colossus remake that just came out?
I was reading reviews about that, and they say it's really good. They
looks
recoded the game.
Yeah, and I haven't. So I had somebody order the special edition for me, and then I picked it up at Best Buy. I do a lot. Most of my games I get through trades and stuff like that. I have a lot of old stuff.
Right.
So basically, I'm like, okay, take these two and just basically buy that game for me, and I'll pick it up. So I have it, and it comes in this wonderful little special edition. It comes in a steelbook case, and it's just so beautiful. But I got it. It's loaded. I just haven't. I've been playing The Division, so I haven't sat down to play this. But yeah, I've been watching the videos, and they're just like, this is the way you remake a game. Like they just, But it looks so beautiful. Curious about it.
It's
such a beautiful game. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm gonna have to get a console because
just do it.
Yeah, because like Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out, I want to play that.
You have to play Horizon. You got to play Zero Dawn.
There's all
so good.
Well, you know, I don't really have the time.
Sure you do.
No,
sure you do. Yeah, you do. You do.
You do. But yeah, I can't play any of those games on PC.
Just get because everybody's moved on to the PS4 Pro or whatever. Just get an old PS4. Like I'm playing everything on a basic PS4, and it looks awesome.
It would be cheaper than buying a new graphics card.
It's so good. And I've got all kinds of games, so you can borrow all kinds of games, too.
That's true. But I don't know. I'll think about it.
And then we can play together.
Oh, there you go.
I still think about that. I found when one of our little Facebook memories thing came up, and it was the one time we played Red Dead Redemption.
No, I don't remember.
And somehow, like, my character had got a knife in its eye, and we were running around on a stagecoach, and I was like, look at that. Pork chop Chang.
I don't even remember it.
Awesome.
So yeah, coincidentally, I started playing The Division again. Also,
you did?
Yeah, a few days ago, someone in the chat room was saying that they were. I noticed that they were playing Division. I said I haven't thought about playing Division in a while. So, so I was asking them about it. And they said, "Oh, they just got started. They were. I know been playing for a couple of months. So he was trying to catch up with the levels of his buddies." And so I went back to see what it was like because enough time had passed. I had stopped playing it right after they made one major patch and they redid all the gear.
Okay.
And so I said, I don't want to go back and redo all my gear.
Right.
So I just stopped playing it. But I found a level 6 character I had. So I've just been kind of going through it again.
Yep.
And it's been kind of a relaxing. It's a relaxing experience. You go through devastated New York and you shoot criminals and collect things from boxes and upgrade your weapons. It's this mindless grind.
Right.
And I do like the from cover combat system, and so it's almost like a turn-based thing, in the way it plays compared to some of the other things. The other game I've been playing, only solo player versus environment, is Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay,
and I've been just trying some different tactics in the versus bots mode.
Yeah,
because before I used to kind of like lurk and just sort of like go for like the individual headshots.
Yep.
But I was noticing when I was watching the Six Invitational and some of these the esports top players playing, they really go full auto and they just really lean on a target, but they have such good vehicle control, like nothing. So I was practicing that. And the interesting thing was when I went back to play The Division, like all those reflexes, were really because I'm really mowing through people now. What's going on? It's like I developed like this this control I didn't have before. So it was kind of interesting.
I like that. I like post-apocalyptic environments. So, and I like the fact that like running through this game now, it kind of feels like, okay, this is what happens when like nobody gets a flu shot, like this is 2018, didn't get a flu. This is the worst possible outcome.
I feel vaguely guilty playing the game because there's someone in the chat room who is actually a search and rescue hostage negotiator.
Oh, really?
And she talks about like salutes of some of the things. So I'm looking through this New York virus-ridden place and I'm thinking like this is what Susan does for a living.
How would she handle someone like Joe Farrow?
Yeah, and so she'll probably talk them down or something like that. But so I'm thinking like, I'm pretending I'm a hero going through and I'm just basically just shooting people and taking their guns, and that's it.
I do like I don't know if it was in the older version or if this is just new to the update, but the rogue
agent thing.
The rogue army that you go up against, like they've teamed up with like the criminals that were in the prison that broke out, and so they're like there's squads of them now and stuff. And I like
mixed squads,
like
LMBs and
that's what it is, LMB, and then and I like going against them because they're a little more educated with the technology and stuff. So like you set out those seeker mines, and they're like seeker mines, or they have their own seeker mines and they send them off on you. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I like all of that stuff. I get lost. I'm sort of like extreme role-playing light. Like, I've never got into those heavy tactical RPGs where you've got to equip everything. Yeah. So this feels like a good bridge for me, but I still like one of the new things they've done is loadouts where you can have all different types of outfits and stuff. So nice. I don't understand how any of that works. Like, all I know is it took me a really long time to get to the point where I have all the equipment so that I can have a ballistic shield and a submachine gun at the same time, and so that's where I've been staying, because that's awesome where you just pull this out and you're just like slowly walking towards somebody. I love it.
I think it's nice. I used to have 2 loadouts I used, or 2 swaps, and it was a pain in the ass to go between, because I like that ballistic shield build, the defense build,
DNF3C or whatever.
And then there was another one that I liked that was like the healing one or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can't remember even what it was.
There's one I'm trying to build up, and it like you have this little sentry gun that shoots out a flamethrower, and it like doubles the range of it. Yeah. So I think I have like gloves or something I need to try to find.
Yeah. So like, and so when I wanted to switch between them, because like it was when I was grouped up with my cousins, it was nice to be in the shield, the defense one, and just kind of, because they're the kind of players who are like not particularly tactical.
Yeah, they just rush them.
Yeah, and so like I'm just kind of there just to stay alive so I can heal. That's kind of how it feels. So Brian, like, he's the aggressive one, so he'll go out and he'll get all these kills and stuff like this. But then he'll go a little bit too far, and then like somebody takes him down. Will jump him. And so like, all right, I'm coming up. So it's funny how they everyone has their own style. I always I tend to fall into like the support role, because I'm just not that aggressive about things. It's either that or snipers.
Yeah, I just equipped. I've never used like a long range rifle before, and I just got one that I equipped, and I've been trying to take headshots. It's so slow though. And it's like you take one guy down, and then they all start rushing you, and it's like, hold on a second, I got to switch back to my automatic weapon, and then you get lost in menus and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So what is your?
I usually have it's like an M16, and then I have the little submachine gun. It's this little tiny. It looks like a pistol, but it's like a little submachine gun that I use just for my shielding. Right. And that's the only basically that's the only 2. And the M16, I've got like a little bit of a scope on it, so it's got a little range to it.
Okay, yeah.
But there's something hypnotic of just like standing there just unloading into these dudes, and all these numbers are just popping out of them because it's all numbers based.
Yeah, like
it's like a role playing, like hit points. It's awesome.
Right, yeah.
But the environment itself, like, that's what I like the most. Is I love the fact that it's like New York City, but it's just completely trashed.
Yeah, one thing I was finding nice about it in the relaxing sense was that you're just kind of wandering around New York City and looking at things.
Yeah,
the environment's really
they did a nice
kind of
job.
fun to look at,
and you can go inside some of the buildings, and you can go in the houses and find like costume upgrades and stuff. Yep. And I like the random people that are like in the windows that lean out the windows, and they're like, "You're doing a good job," or this other guy's like, "What the hell are you doing?" You know.
In Rainbow Six in March, there's a new game mode coming out that is some sort of plague for zombie mode or something like that. So the operators that you have in it, a few of them you can go with, and you're actually going to do this almost like this single player mission thing, which was completely lacking when they originally released the game. So I'm kind of excited to see how that comes out. Yeah. So
this game, The Division, while you were saying that, if they had a zombie mode, that would be amazing.
Isn't there one?
In The Division? I don't know. Like, it would be
like
amazing.
a DLC or something like that.
No, I haven't seen that. If there was, I would have downloaded it by now. But just the way like you run across random groups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like if they could do that with just like zombies, or make it a little more populated. Like you turn around a corner and there's a bunch of them coming down the alleyway or something like that.
Okay.
I think I might have a stroke, because that would be amazing.
I thought maybe I was thinking there was some horde mode they added to it.
They did there is a horde style mode, but it's just UNC, like it's the FNV, whatever. It's waves of the other armies and stuff like that.
So it's not actual zombies.
Yeah, if they had like lumber, oh my god, that would be intense. And you could like get up in buildings and like protect yourself. Oh my god.
Yeah. The other game I'm looking forward to is the Far Cry 5.
I just saw a video for that. Yeah, like that the town is overtaken by rednecks.
It's in Montana, and like it's some sort of religious cult or something. And they take over town, and then like there's other towns who are resisting, and you can send out your dog to bite people, and then they'll take their guns and bring them back to you.
That looks pretty amazing.
So it looks like a nice step up in terms of like open environments and stuff.
I played 2. I think I tried to play 2 on the 360.
Yeah,
I just couldn't get into it.
I never got to
felt
any.
Too awkward.
I never got into any of the other Far Cries.
No.
They didn't really feel like you were grounded in the world.
Yeah.
They felt kind of like a Doom type.
Yeah,
How Doom always kind of felt disjointed.
Yep.
And I think it's only really now, I think, that these kind of first-person games are starting to feel like you're really like you're in them, more.
Yeah.
What's the last game I played? Well, Rainbow Six Siege is a good example. Like, they have all these extra animations of you interacting with things.
Yeah.
But this game seems to have even more of that stuff. But we'll see. Plus, it seems to be there's a lot of color. There's a lot of storytelling visually that's happening in it too. And varied environments, and like the New York City one, it'll be like trees and small towns and things like that. So that might be fun to see.
Yeah.
This comes out in March, I think. But I don't know.
That's coming up
Pretty soon.
Yeah, there hasn't been too much. I'm really excited for Red Dead Redemption 2, which I think they just bumped to October. Of 2018. And the last couple of times I was playing that Horizon Zero Dawn game, because that's a beautiful game. There's so many beautiful environments. I'm like, man, if this is anything like what Red Dead's going to be, like, I'm going to get completely lost. Like, that game is just going to destroy my life.
Yeah. Then there's that Monster Hunter game. Have you heard of anything about that?
Yes. So everybody in the world's been playing this game. I've never played a Monster Hunter game, but there's this new one. The thing that is totally just transfixed me is the fact that you have these little cat characters that are with you.
Yeah. I saw those videos.
Oh my God. And they're little cats, and you can totally, I guess one of the things I was talking with our friend Sean about this. Well, first of all, the game itself, like, it's got this unlimited, it's just this ridiculous amount of customization you can do to your character, like how you make it look and its eyes and the spacing and all this stuff. Great. But you can do the same thing for this and it's this little cat that follows you around and I guess like holds on to a lot of your weapons and stuff like that.
Really?
And they're absolutely adorable. And there's just little cats and they make meows, and there's this whole subset of people now that are making YouTube videos of the little TV Monster Hunter cat meowing and watching people's real cats react to the little cat. But one of Sarah's coworkers, I saw her a couple of weeks ago right after the game came out, and she was just like, "Did you get Monster Hunter?" And I was like, "No," and she was like, "Cats?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cat. What's with the cats?" And she was telling me all this stuff about the cats, and she's like, "I made the cat look like my cat at home, and it looks just like my cat, only." So I am complete. Like, if they made a game with nothing but little cats running around, like, sold. So I want it. Basically because of the cats. But I don't know anything. I don't know anything about it. It's I guess you go around and you kill animals. I like the idea that you can like send a flare into the air and other people that are playing online can come and help you out. That's a cool concept.
But from what I know about it, it's a skill-based game. A lot of games these days, especially American designed ones, are based on skill progression. Like the Division, or like loot shooters, grinds, and stuff like this. Whereas like this game, you're learning how to take down different kinds of monsters, and from the monster you kill, you acquire pieces that you need to upgrade your weapon so you're strong enough to take on the next one. So apparently that's what the Monster Hunter games have been like, and like there's some pretty incredible.
Somebody at your door.
Yeah, let me go get that for a second. I think I have some mail or some shipping packages have come in. Yep, it looks like packages.
Amazon's bringing his
goodies. But anyway, so Monster Hunter is supposed to be really cool, like in that way.
Oh, look at all those things. Oh, Adorama. I like seeing Adorama boxes.
So, yep, I got 2 boxes here. Waving at the UPS guy. All right. Okay.
Oh, it's an unboxing day, too.
Yeah, we can do an unboxing. Yeah, what is this?
What are you ordering?
I don't know. I shouldn't be buying stuff.
Yeah, what are you buying from Adorama? You're buying more video equipment?
This is actually, it is related to podcasting, streaming stuff. Like I was telling you that... maybe people don't know, but I'm using a different webcam right now because I got tired of all this glare stuff, and I got tired of not being able to control the camera exposure. And it's possible to plug in like my DSLR video into it, but I have to use this device called a Blackmagic mini recorder.
Oh,
and
Blackmagic. Cool.
Yeah, Blackmagic sucks. They make shit. They make terrible. As far as I can tell, their drivers are either really finicky and they tell you it's your fault for not using broadcast compliant equipment, or they're just bad drivers. I'm starting to think it's just bad drivers. So I ordered this device, which I saw mentioned on another website. This is the one. This is a similar device. This is called a UTAP. It's from Aegis Systems. what it does is it converts any HDMI source into a webcam. So, so theoretically, this little $325 box,
yikes,
will do that.
Look at that. So this is. So are you going to use your DSLR for?
Yeah, or I could maybe use like another like a camcorder they have that has
right.
And so with those, I'll
really
have.
Nice.
So like we'll see if this works or not. This is a giant waste of money.
$325.
Yeah, but I've been upgrading my video subsystems just so I can do more stuff with it.
Huh.
So like this is one of those Brio cameras, 4K.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can see the color balance doesn't really get great,
Huh.
and the control software is crap too. Like Logitech can't write a driver to save their lives. I'm just like all negative. And
yeah, you sound like a professional.
I just get particularly irritated when there's bad driver support for something. And this is another microphone.
Wow.
What is
What did
this?
you buy?
What is this? This isn't even for me.
Omnidirectional lavalier.
There's Japanese on it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is... one thing I didn't know about lav mics was that I had gotten a unidirectional one that was also so-so.
Yeah.
Was that those are the mics that have proximity effect. So that's when you get closer to it, it sounds more deeper.
Yep.
When you're further away, it doesn't. So actually, if you're miking someone for speech, you actually want an omni. You don't want like a directional.
Okay.
Because otherwise, and it also picks up more noise. So like, I already have a lot of the parts for this complete rig. So I got this to test it.
Huh.
This was like $80. So here's the front side. So this will work with the body pack I have here, which I'm using on this.
Yep.
And
wow,
but it's a little tiny one. So you can, if you see it, the end of it, it's like you see the end there. It's just this flat thing.
That's the mic.
That's the mic.
Wow.
And you can get a little thing that you sew to your clothing or just patch it in there. So it's apparently supposed to be a pretty good one. Like the next step up is like you're at $300.
Right.
But like in terms of affordable lav mics, I thought I would give this a try because I'm using this.
So this will replace the headphone one that you're using?
Yeah, I'm hoping it will be easier because like I don't like having this thing in front of my face.
Right.
But it sounds clearer than the other lav I was using. And if anything, like it gives me another mic to use. Like if we have to do stuff, is this part of the educational process? But it occurs to me that I have an awful lot of microphones for someone who doesn't do this for a living. But no, I guess this is kind of my marketing / hobby thing,
right?
So like just figuring out how to do media like this, so we can do these podcasts, and I guess I would frame it as a way of just bringing people into our world and sharing our world with the world.
Yep.
And it all somehow works together.
Yep. No, I think it's good. I think the one we did a podcast that's going to go live, I think next week, where we interviewed another photographer and we had your little field kit thing. And I think worked really well. Yeah. So I think that's going up next Thursday, and that was with photographer Jane Button. So that'll be
that'll be exciting. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice to get some more people on the show.
I still want to try that round the table thing.
Yes, like
like just get 4 or 5 people and we'll grab some pizza and we'll try to figure out how to set a mic up in the, I don't even know, and just get a bunch of people, like do an hour or something of people just unfiltered, unedited, just let them talk and we could try to, I don't know.
You want to try it out? Like, let's figure out what the location would be. So where would we do it? We do it at someone's house, or
we could do it at the studio.
Yeah. There's a lot of ambient noise in the studio.
There is. If we did it when it gets warmer, we wouldn't have to worry about like the heater.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, that would be a good because it's it's a generic central point.
Right.
We wouldn't have to infringe on somebody's house or something like that.
Yeah. How many people can we get to test? Let's do a test run for this. So if you get the table set up, then we can figure out what gear they can bring over. Yeah. And it could just be the field recorder, and we have a couple mics. We have that in the middle, and we have a couple extra mics that.
Even if we had like a stand with like the field on top pointed up, and then just a couple of mics like goosenecked off it, just to get. I don't know.
We don't have to be sitting pretty close to it though.
Right.
So if you want good audio, but we might be able to post-process it.
Or we could just take some could you take C stands and then just suspend them up and over?
Yeah, I don't know if I have mics good enough for it.
Oh,
so
okay.
you know who we should ask Dan Young to help. In fact, this might be the sort of thing that the local cable access channel would like you be supportive of.
Right.
And so we should also just get him on the show too.
Yeah.
Or we can be going his show.
I know. I want to dig into his
Dan Young is
his photography past.
Yeah. And so he always posts interesting things on his website or on his Facebook feed.
Yep.
But Dan Young he works for the local
community
access cable station, and he does a couple shows on that and produces a few other ones.
He's won a couple of local awards too, right? For his Garage X.
Yes.
Things.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and he's told us in the past before that if you wanted to do something and you wanted to borrow gear, so we could go and maybe get some stuff over there and set it up. And
run it by him and figure out what he would.
Yeah. Like I can get him he's in the chat room too. So
that's right.
Can get access to that.
Come on over here, Dan.
Yeah.
Do an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So what else are we going to? So let's talk a little bit about just if to kickstart some of our creative community stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So one reason why I want to do it is that I find that when I'm doing it, I tend to be more creative.
Yeah.
Like creativity begets more creativity.
Right.
Being around more creative people.
It just gets your juices flowing.
Yeah. And it has been a while since we've been, seeing other people or even ourselves doing these kind of creative gatherings. Like the idea of you were mentioning going to Groton, Mass, and maybe doing some sort of photo expedition thing, or
it's hard too. I want to do them. In my experience of doing group things in the past, usually what happens, I don't know. It's hard. The way I'd want to control it is leave your ego at the door kind of thing.
Yep.
And the ones I've gone to in the past, there's always been a few egos that have creeped in, and it's okay, it's not a meetup for you to talk about how incredible you are.
Right.
We're just hanging out, and so that would be the only filter I'd want to apply to anything. Is just you're checking in, just leave all that crap outside. I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that, and I don't want to hear about how incredible you are, what amazing superstar clients you've worked with. We're just here to hang out and just all do something cool together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's important to set the tone personally for that.
Right.
You can't let it just kind of get out of control.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. One thing I'm doing with this chat room, the virtual co-working chat room I'm running, is that I'm trying to by example set examples for behavior. I suppose it's a good group of people, so I haven't had to do it too much.
Yep.
But every once in a while, I might have to talk to someone off channel and say this is maybe talking about this is not. It's kind of bringing the room down. It's and then instead of telling him just to stop, it says is there some way that we can redirect it in this? Right. This is how I interpret it. I don't think you mean it this way, but
right.
And then likewise, when you're dealing with actual people, being able to set the tone with them.
Yep.
Yeah, the last time I actually ran something that was involving people I didn't know was actually virtually also. It was when I was role-playing on WildStar.
Yeah.
And I was running my first event there. I had never run a public event with strangers, people who were in the community, but I had never been responsible for it.
Right.
And there were always a few people. The thing that brought that down for me and made it stressful were people who kept private messaging me with questions, or they wanted to know if they were doing right, or they were just taking up a lot of my time. Right. And they just weren't participating in it. Huh. And I think the equivalent is if you're running something like that, say some ego-driven person came up for that, there has to be some way that you maintain a kind of distance with them. Yeah. And say and redirect their attention toward okay, this is what I'm trying to do with everybody. This is not just about you. Yeah. But right. You might say, how can we bring this out there? Right. And also it's your thing, so just own it and just kind of project that stoniness, right, or to engage in quality. Or if they're being an ass about it, just ignore them and just pretend you didn't hear it and just say okay, we're doing this now. Right. So a great idea. Let's talk about it later, but can you help me out with this?
Yeah, refocus.
That's something
to
do. But I don't know. I'm not really expert at this either. But we'll get better at it as we do more of these things. Yeah. Yeah. So
look at that, another 30 minutes of
30 minutes out of the way.
I do want to plug real quickly Sarah up at the New Hampshire Institute of Art, she is coordinating the second storytelling festival. It's going to be Saturday, April 7th. They're doing an open call right now for anybody that wants to share their stories. It's a free event.
Nice.
I will put a link up to that. Last year's went really well. Last year's they had NHPR host, Virginia Prescott host. I think this year they're going to get Peter Biello, who's also an NHPR host. I think they're going to get him to do it, but
Sweet.
and it's cool. It's like a couple hours and people just get up. This year there's a theme and I can't remember what the theme was. I didn't write it down. But I'll post the links up to that. So if any storytellers out there, any kind of story at all, they're even trying to figure out like to do like visual stories and stuff like that. Like just, just a grand scheme of whatever the word, but I'll put the link up. So that's going to be kind of cool. So even if you don't like to get up and tell stories, it's a free event. So consider going.
Sounds great. I should try to get out to some of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Is
podcast.
That it?
That's it.
Is it cheese time?
Yes, cheese time.
Yeah.
So here's where we wrap it up right here when this music cue comes up.
Oh.
Bah.
Right there. So
right
I'm
here.
photographer Sid Caesar.
On Designer Day Say.
And we're going to see everybody next week. Well, we're like multiple weeks out now, but we'll see you next time.
All right.
Oh, and cut to Stabler. And this is the last time that Elliot Stabler's going to say Happy Valentine's Day from all of us here at the Unnamed Podcast, including Elliot Stabler. Elliot Stabler.
They can't see it. They're listening to us.
I'm going to point to Elliot Stabler's face. Well, those one person that might be watching is Elliot Stabler's face right there. Guilty of being my Valentine. There he is.
Yeah.
Music provided by Michael Bellar and the As Is Ensemble. Go visit him at michaelbellar.com. We will see everybody later.
Bye.
Have a good week.
Cheese time.
Cheese. Awesome.
Great.
We got that in the bag.
Yep. Let's save this.
This is easy peasy.
This is 85. 1, 2.
All
might have to talk to someone like off channels. All right.
Was that you?
Yeah. To lunch. So over here on the stream side of things, I think we're done for the day. Thanks for watching. Everyone who checked in, we'll make this available as an archive.
Yeah.
And we also, Sid will do the show notes and link to the individual sections for the actual podcasts. If you go to nanazon.com/podcast, that's where you can find the podcast. Or look for us on iTunes, Unnamed Podcast, with Dave and Sid and Dave and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go get some queso as our traditional post-podcast indulgence. So see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.